Kind of talking about, I mean, you accomplish the dream. You get to the UFC, right? Everything you want, it doesn't go your way. Give me an idea what the emotion is like at that point, kind of what you feel after having a setback when you've been dreaming about getting there.
Yeah, look, it's really upsetting, Sadly, fighting is not a fairy tale sport, you know what I mean? I do get the late call up. I get to fight in my hometown against all my own people. Get knocked out in under a minute. That's the sport, you know what I mean? As much as sometimes you're on the other end of it, that's exactly why I love it so much. And the fact that I get to fight again in my hometown, you want to talk about redemption, there's no better redemption story than this.
No question about it. I'm sure you went back to the drawing board a little bit. As you said, circumstances weren't exactly perfect, but that's the sport. So, I mean, what did you take out of that? What lessons? What was the focus between then and now?
Look, there was a lot of things, obviously, external that played their part. But like I've always said, and I'll always admit, whatever happened, the main thing that happened that night was Jalen Turner. He did his job. Since then, we've been able to get a lot stronger. Been doing a lot of work with my striking coach and some strength and conditioning work to make myself a stronger and more formidable size, and lots of boxing and lots of striking, really making sure that not only am I striking a lot better, but I'm a lot harder to hit.
Nice. It says it's been some time has elapsed. You do get to fight here in your hometown again. Was that by design to wait this long to get back in there? Is that the way it worked out? What about the time off in between?
We were waiting for the UFC to sort of do whatever they were. We were at mercy to them. They had no obligations to give me a second fight. I was happy they were, and I was really grateful. I was happy to fight anywhere, anytime. The only thing I was asking for was to go back up to welterweight. That lightweight cut's become a little bit unrealistic now. So getting back up to welterweight, I was happy to go to Antarctica and fight a penguin for all I cared. But as long as I was back up at welterweight.
You talk about that move. I mean, what did it entail? What steps did you have to take to make sure you're not just competing at welterweight, but as you said, your formidable presence at welterweight?
Yeah, look, there's been a lot of work, lifting a lot of heavy things, a lot of repetition. I did have one more fight before I made the UFC at welter. At that stage, I still saw myself as a lightweight fighting at welter. Now I'm a welterweight. I put the size back on, I put on a lot of strength, and still managed to keep a really good movement and really good fitness, which I was a little bit worried about at the start, but now it feels sensational. I feel like a proper welterweight now.
Fantastic. And you get to go do this in a stadium show, right? I mean, Marvel Stadium. I wonder, I'm sure you go in there, it feels like every fight's a must-win, right? And I'm sure you feel that way. But at the same time, this is going to be a special atmosphere. This is going to be a special event. So do you think you're going to be able to soak that in and enjoy it a little bit, or is the mission too critical right now?
Look, I hope so. It'd be such a disservice to myself if I didn't. It's such an amazing experience. All I do with this sport is detach myself away from things I can't control. I've trained my backside off. I've got my weight down. All I want now to do is enjoy it and make memories. That's my goal within this sport, is to make memories. If I can look back and go, hey, remember that time I knocked someone out with a flying knee in the middle of Marvel Stadium? That's a pretty good memory, I reckon.
That's awesome. Talk about Maki Pitolo. He looked impressive in getting his way into the UFC. What do you know about him? What do you think about him as an opponent?
We've done a general research. He looks like he's a very capable boxer. He's obviously of Polynesian descent, so he's got those big, heavy legs. I'm not sure if I want to spend too much time trying to pick up those big legs. But look, I'm excited. What I was excited when I got the matchup was he looks like he comes to fight. And that's what I enjoy. I didn't want to get matched up with someone that doesn't come in there and enjoy mixing it up and have the ability to go put on a performance for Melbourne. He looks like he enjoys mixing it up, so that's what made me excited.
Obviously, the big thing is you want to win. I mean, you want to walk out every win. But what is really the goal here? I mean, is it to prove something to right a wrong that happened earlier in the year? Is it to prove to people that you belong? Is it to prove to yourself? I mean, what is the goal of this fight?
Well, proving, I don't think there's anything there to really prove. I'm very comfortable in what I've accomplished sort of locally at this level. I do like to show that I have got these abilities at the highest level. But like I said before, my main thing is to make memories. You know what I mean? It's great. I've made great memories on the local scene. I've made great memories through Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. What I want to do is make some great memories worldwide too. You know what I mean? So not only can local people enjoy them, but let's say some people in the middle of Russia go, hey, did you see that guy from Australia do that? That's what I want to do.
That's cool. It could be a special stage for that. So give me an idea when you play this thing out in your head. You've got more ideal scenario this time around. How do things go for you? How to get your hand raised?
Look, it's great fun. Don't get hit in the face within 57 seconds. It's probably going to help out a bit. Look, just keep a high pace. Make him fight my fight. Whoever brings their fight into the realm they want to do, the rhythm they want to do, the expectations of what they want to do, that's what's going to make the fight in the end.